Hi everyone, so today I have Tonic's new craft kit number 94, if you can believe that. My goodness, so close to 100 here. And it's called Awesome Ocean, and they did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. I will have the links, affiliate links in the description box for the US and the UK, and that would mean if you use those links I would make a small commission, so thank you for using those if you would like. And again, a couple options of picking up the monthly craft kit. You can do a one-off where you're just picking up this one box. There's no membership. It does cost a little more that way, and then I think even the shipping might be a little higher. They might have changed that, but then the monthly option. And the monthly option you can always cancel, so you can get it on the monthly option. Obviously, if you're signed up, then every month they would just go ahead and bill you. I think it's just right after the beginning of the month and send it out to you. And you can cancel it anytime if you prefer. There's a discount there with the box price, the shipping, like I said, possibly. And then as long as you're a current club member, you do get 10% off the site whenever you shop. So just something to think about. So let's get right to it. So I always like to do an unboxing, we'll check everything out and then we'll make a little project here. So again, it's called Awesome Ocean. So generally I first go with the meat and potatoes. Oh, this is thick. Which is in the little folder. Every 3 months they send out a binder that 3 months worth of folders go into. And if you're a member or not a member, even if you just pick up the box, as a one-off, you still get that binder. But this is not one of those months. I think that happened last month. Maybe 2 months ago. So just a little info there. So we have our little folder. I will say as a club member, or when you receive this or when you pick it up, if you're just to purchase it one off, you are going to have a little like pamphlet, like a brochure, a sticker and things like that. So there's things that I don't have that you're going to receive. And everything's listed whenever you check out, like let's say use my link to pop over there. Everything that's in the box will be listed there for you guys. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, this is no wonder it's so thick. How cute. Oh, okay, so what they have is a ton of sentiments, these little characters, and then dies for all the characters, it looks like. So again, it's called Awesome Ocean. Let me bring everything out so maybe I can use the back of this guy to show you. So very punny things on here. I can see that. These are photopolymer stamps. So this is a big set of photopolymer stamps. Seize the day, life's a beach, starfish wishes, just you, me, and the sea. You're officially amazing, sandy toe, sun-kissed nose. I mean, there's just a ton. If you want to pause it, I'll try to hold it there. And then maybe here, high tides and good vibes. You make my heart swim. Maybe you can pause it there to see all the different sentiments, okay? Beach hair, don't care. I love that. I had a hat that says that. Well, I have a hat, I guess. Well done. How cute is that? And then all the little characters here. Oh, my goodness. And these guys are kind of mini. Let me see if I would say they're probably about an inch or so. Like that one's an inch. This one's an inch, just over an inch and a half. Super cute. This one is like 1 3/4 inches, So just small guys, 2 inches. How cute. Little starfish, little crab. Oh my gosh. And then we have the dies. I guess I'll leave it this way. For basically all the characters, right? And it looks like there's more dies than there are images here, I feel like, right? Because like this and this. So I think there's just some extra shapes that are very sea kind of shaped that you can do lots of fun things with. So that's really, really cute. And then you have the words, just keep swimming, with the little background die for that. Cute. Yeah. So see, like, again, I don't see like this shape or this one here, but you don't see this guy here. But again, they're very iconic shapes. So if you're looking at that or you just want to use them as like silhouettes, you can definitely notice them. Let's see what's in the little gray bag of joy. Okay. How cute. I don't think I have any Tonic stamping blocks. I had one, or have one that's like the old school one where it's flat and it has like I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, I don't have this kind of stamping block. So that's cool. So it comes with a 2x2, which is very cool because again, and I've mentioned this if you've watched my videos here and there, I try to give tips, old school tips. Whenever you're working with any size stamp, you always really want your stamping block to be just about the same size. You just have more control and you can stamp it easier. So I like that they gave you a 2x2 because, this guy fit on there and then all the other small guys. Cute. Ooh, okay, so this, they had a little sneak peek oh gosh, I don't know when, but it's going to become available on its own for the deep sea shells, Nouveau, sequins. Their sequins does not have like a little hole in the center. This is very pretty, so it's like opalescent, or yeah, well, I guess iridescent. The clear one there, and then these little green ones are kind of like flat. I don't know if you can see the difference. Those are sequin shaped, those are flat. And there's like just a mix that's really pretty. So there you go. Oh my gosh. So a tin of colored pencils. How cute. So this one's called Dark Shadows. Let me open this up for you. That is really nice. I'm trying to find something to help me gouge at the plastic here. Let's check these out. Oh, it still has a little tape on there too. Okay, let me pick at that also. Open this guy up. I'm trying to be careful with my nails, guys, so that's why I'm struggling a bit here, but I just need to get my finger under there. So of course it has this little guy to keep them safe, and then they're just so pretty with that white handle, or barrel, and then at the end it tells you have thundercloud, potato skin, rustic ochre, brick wall, village green, juniper leaf, so some greens here, deep viridian, midnight sea, blue jeans, violet, Verona, boysenberry jam, and and then Pamplona purple. I don't know why I kept feeling I was saying that wrong. I want to say Pampaloma or something. I don't know. So grays, browns, that beautiful brick kind of reddish color, some lovely greens into the blue, into the purples. So really, really pretty. So let me see. In case I don't use these today, let me just grab one of the colors, or a couple of them. And a little scrap of paper. Ooh, I have craft card here, actually, a scrap of craft card, which is kind of fun because colored pencils work on stuff like this too. So obviously the color is going to be a little bit different, but look how pigmented that is. And I'm not even pushing that hard. It's buttery. It's nice. That waxy, you can see the wax there. You can definitely break it down with some Gamsol blending solution if you would like, or just, use them to color like this. And I'm going to go from one into the other. And you can do your blending even, right? So I'm just going to kind of mix in between those two colors there. And it's really nice, buttery. Look at that. Cute. That's tripping over my words. Those are great quality sign when you have all that good wax in there. And that butteriness that you really, really want from your color pencil. So really nice set. Highly pigmented, classic color pencils. Okay. And let's see. Oh, I grabbed two things. Oh, okay. Hold on. Yep. Okay, there are 3 inks. How cute are these? This is what they look like now. These are water-based dye ink pads, and I love the size of these. So before they had those little, squares, your typical, this guy, like little jewel pack kind of thing like this. And this is what this is looking like right now. But this is the hybrid, so I was thinking it's probably just because there's a different type of ink that they look like this. So these are the water-based dye inks, which is really fun because you can use these, do a background or however, splash a little water and it kind of leaches away. So there's a lot of fun things to do with that. So salmon blush, cobbled slate, and emerald canopy. Cute. I'll put that to the side there. And then it comes with a paper pack from Awesome Ocean, which is the name of the kit. That's the name of the paper pack here. Let's see, how cute is that? Oh, look at this. Everybody has like a scene. Oh, okay, so they are double-sided, so let's check it out. There's 3 of each. 3 each of 6 double-sided designs. Oh, it smells that good paper. It's 200 GSM cardstock. Okay, so let me check that out. The little scenery. And this one with a little beach look. This really, really cute and wild background. How cute is this? Oh my gosh. Just adorable. And sorry, I was thinking about something. I was like, what if some of these shapes actually cut out the paper? I don't know, but I feel like it might. Like this is the clam. Look at that. That works. Let's see. This guy's the starfish. And that also pretty close, so I feel like that one works too. Let's see about, I'm just trying some different shapes. Maybe this dolphin. That works perfectly. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. So you already have all these characters that you're ready to cut out. So that's awesome. And then on the same thing on the back here, and you can color these in yourself. You know, you have your coloring pencils. That is very, very creative. Cute background here with the swirls, very ocean kind of feel. Oh, look at the little, like, I guess it's coral, is that what you consider? Or just like seaweed? Cute. I love the color on that. And then this more blue, kind of slate, kind of, right? Grayish blue tone. And then this cute background. Look at the little corals. How cute is that? Just all splattered around there. The little jellies and octopus. Oh my gosh. Octopi? I don't know. There you go. Squid on there. It's super cute. And then look at this one. Just a little more serene, right? Where this one's just kind of bright and fun. This one just has a little more quiet nature about it. Look at, oh my gosh, how adorable in your cut aparts. So you have borders, you know, many different ways you want to use those. Oh, I can make a belly band too. That'd be very cute. Don't worry, be crabby. It's time to celebrate your real catch. Life's the beach. You know, all these cute little things. You make my heart swim. You can cut these down. Keep clam. Seize the day. You are mermazing. Let's sail away. Life's the beach. Hell yeah, you're great. High tides and good vibes. And then on the back there are other cut aparts. Super cute. I'm missing you. I mean, just different from the other side. The color, hope you can see it's a little more muted. A little more muted in my opinion, but maybe not. If you're just looking at this one, I feel like it was more muted, but they're very similar. Cute, just adorable. I love the little purple here with the starfish in the background. Under the sea, you and me, mermaid kisses, starfish wishes. Cute stuff like that. Very cute paper pad. And then let's look at, I'll hold on to that because I'm going to put it back in there. The paper pack here. So these are your beautiful full-size, generally A4 papers. Again, usually I have the insert. I don't know exactly the names. This is gorgeous. This is an ombre paper. Look at that. With that glitter, that's just that, I don't feel like crunchiness at all. It's just embedded in there, really, really pretty. It's a little different type of paper. And look at this one. Is this an ombre too? Or is it just looking different? I feel like this is ombreing from this orangey color to this blue, but maybe that's just me. No, it has to be, right? That's awesome. That paper is gorgeous. Okay. And then we have some Craft Perfect, which Craft Perfect is their, you know, flagship paper. It's on one side not as textured, but on the opposite side a little more textured. These beautiful teal kind of aqua color. This corally pink color. Some vellum, that's very nice for ocean themes. Some of their their white cardstock. It's different from the Craft Perfect. This doesn't have the texture. And then some dark blue, a couple dark blue. Really nice for card bases or backgrounds or however. Okay, guys, well, let me clear the decks and we'll come up with something cute and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I think I want to do a fun fold card. I've been trying to show you guys some fun folds recently, so this will be really fun for this one, I think. And then we'll probably do some die cutting with those shapes that are already ready to go on the paper pack, so I think that's fun. So this is A4 size paper, so it is a little bit bigger than our average A2 size paper. It's thinner. It's 8 1/4 instead of 8 1/2 by 11 and like 5/8 instead of 11. Okay, so I'm gonna work with that to still make a fun fold card that hopefully is still like a 5 1/2, like A2 size by the time we're done. So you can make these in all different ways, but what I'm gonna do is cut the paper at 5 1/2 inches to begin with on this side here. And then that leaves us, let me tuck this in, yeah, I was gonna say something's not right here. 11 and 5/8. Now, I don't really want to work with that 5/8 number. I feel like that's gonna get in our way, that little eighth. So I'm gonna cut this at 5 1/2. And I'm going to cut it at 11 1/2 just to get rid of that little bit because I don't want to work with those numbers. I feel like it'll just be a little too fiddly. So let's do 11 1/2. And so I'm taking off 1/8 of an inch, okay? And now if you want to make your numbers work with that, you know, go for it. But I think it's easier for the tutorial if I just take that off. So now it's 11 1/2, okay? Actually, guys, sorry, you know, I take it back. I was going to move on, but I think we're just going to cut it at 11 1/4. But that way I can still make a 4 1/4, by 5.5 card base, and then we'll have 7 inches to kind of play with, and that makes it just easier numbers. So I'm very sorry, but I do want to do 11 1/4. So not 11.5. So we are taking off a bit. Again, if you want to make up your own numbers using the whole 11 5/8, go for it. But I think for the tutorial, it's easier for me to have that gone. So let's go ahead and take that off. Sorry, I took a little bit off. But now we're doing 5.5 by 11 1/4. Okay. And then I'm going to bring out a scoreboard. Of course, if you have a trimmer that has scoring capabilities, go ahead and do that. But we're going to do this here. Oop, this other side. And I'm going to score it so that the card base is still going to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. So it's very much standard A2 size. So I'm going to score it in this direction, starting off with the 4 1/4. Okay. So again, this is 5.5 by 11 1/4. You can kind of see that there. And we're going to score it at 4 1/4 just to make sure that the whole card base is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Standard A2. So now we have that there. So what I'm going to do is come up with numbers that we have basically 7 inches left here after the 4 1/4, right? 11 1/4, you have 7 inches that I want to score in even increments so that there are 4 sections, okay? So I'll come right back with those numbers so that you just have that straightforward. Okay, so real clear for this fun fold, we have 5.5 by 11 1/4. And the score marks are going to be 4 1/4, 6, 7 3/4, and 9.5. Okay, so you can pause that on there, but 4 1/4, 6. This is nice sturdy paper, so I'll give it 2 scores. 7 3/4, and 9.5. So it's anyway, I just came up with those numbers by dividing 7 by 2, which is 3.5, and then that by 2, which is 1 3/4. But you can, of course, just divide 7 by 4. So we have these lines here, and basically we're going to fold forward, and that leaves the 4 1/4 on this side, okay? Because that's what I want. And then this is just going to have some fun folds, and we're going to make some matte layers, and then another little topper piece. So this will be really fun. And then we have all those great papers to work with, so we will check those out in a moment here. And it is something like this. And I really, really wanted the card base to be a standard thing, like A2 size. So that's what we have, and it's going to look like this. Okay, we don't need our scoreboard anymore, but we will need a paper trimmer. And I think I am going to use, where did I put the paper? Here we go. For right now. These are also pretty. I really want to go with like something like this, and you can continue the look of it, like if it was like a little scene all the way across. But I think I'm going to use this guy, just like the water portion of it, and then we're going to use this guy to cut out some character. So I'll put that there. I want some other. Let's see. That one's really fun. Oh my gosh, maybe this one. So I'm keeping it very blue. So this is 4 1/4 by 5.5, and I like my matte layers to be as 1/8 of an inch. So that one real quick we'll just do. So it's going to be 5 3/8 because that's the kind of thing I like. But whatever matte layer you like, if you want to top the whole thing, it'd be 4 1/4 by 5.5. I would recommend making it a little bit smaller though, because you have this score line. And it's just better to make it a wee bit smaller than that so it fits in there nicely. But 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. You can do 4 by 5 1/4, whatever you like. Oh, that's so funny. I wasn't paying attention to this. Like if I had done that, I probably would have kept this side of it, this little cutie, but I went with this side. And that's okay, because I was planning on stamping down this corner possibly. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but that looks really nice. I love that. And then our panels. So our panels are essentially 5.5 by 1 3/4. I just want to make sure I verify that. Yes. So for the 5.5, this is so cute. It kind of has a direction, I would say, So for the 5.5, I'm going to go 5 3/8. And then for every 1 3/4, I'm going to do 1 5/8. Okay. Oop. So I'm going to cut 4 of those, 1 5/8, 4 of them. I love that you can get all those in consecutive, kind of going one to the next to the next. So I think I'll probably stick them down that way, and I'll probably stick them down right now. So these guys, I'm not gluing this one quite yet because I think I'm going to stamp on it possibly, like I had mentioned. So let's go ahead and get these guys glued down. So I'll take this guy here, and again, it does look like it has a direction, so just get that stuck down. So cute. And I left myself the smallest, you know, sections there. How cute is that? So this one will get stuck down here, and this one here, and this one here. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, so those are all down. How cute does that look already? Right? And then I'm going to have a piece that's kind of here. So I haven't made up those numbers, but what we're going to do is use the offcut that we have here. And, you know, I mean, that's going to work for me, whatever I've left here. So let's say, oh, okay, so it's 2 3/4. 2 3/4 times 2, because I want it to be the same. So that would be 4, and then another 5 1/2. 3/4 is 1 1/2. 4, yeah, so 5 1/2. So 5 1/2. So 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. Again, this is just the paper that's left. And we're going to score it at 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So again, this piece, 2 3/4 by 5 1/2, scored at 2 3/4. Okay, so it's going to make a square like this. And then, you know, whatever paper I want to put in here, basically this is going to go here. It'll just be kind of fun. Maybe I'll go back to this paper. Oh, we also have this. This one has some sky in it. I mean, that fits perfectly, to be honest, but okay, well, let's do that. Why not? So this is, I was gonna say it has to be an 8, so it's 2 5/8. So it's already 2 5/8. So I'm gonna cut another 2 5/8. Cute. Another 2 5/8. And I mean, if you want to bring the clouds back, because you're going to cover one side and the other, we can definitely do that. You know, have both with the clouds or just this piece here that doesn't have a cloud. So whatever you want, but 2 5/8. Cute. Okay. So that one I'm just also going to glue right down. Here. So 2 5/8 inch square. All right. Okay. So we have those pieces, we have this piece, and we have this. Let me clean up a little bit because I don't need these pieces for now. Actually, it's this piece. And I'll be right back. Okay. So I think we'll use the Just Keep Swimming, why not? And so down here, I'm going to take one of these sentiments. Oh, we have Seize the Day, and this one's a little bit larger. I don't know if you can see, than like this one. This one's a little more tight, Seize the Day. That is interesting. Let me see if that makes a difference. So I was just gonna, yeah, let's do this bigger one. And I'm just gonna go for it. So this is a photopolymer stamp, and then I'm going to use the new little acrylic block I just received in the kit. And I know it's probably a little too small to go this way, so I'm going to use it in a diagonal. But, you know, you can definitely use a stamping platform if you would like. So since this is brand new and it is, you know, a photopolymer stamp, it has a little sticky dispersion layer, so you can do is, you know, get your ink, kind of give it a scrub, and I'm probably going to stamp it off somewhere else first, just to make sure we're going to get a good impression. That looks great. Okay. And I'm going to stamp around here. Again, if you're afraid to do that, you know, use a stamping platform, no problem. So Seize the Day. Right there. I kind of moved a little bit. Making sure it's all soaking in. Cute. There you go. Let me clean up a little bit. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick this guy down. Okay, and it's a very blue feel on this card, which I love. Let's see. Very good. And then this guy can glue in here. You know, if you want to use a wet glue or whatever you have, but basically this portion of it needs to stick down. So I'll put quite a bit of glue there. And again, before I really push this down, I'm going to eyeball this to make sure it's where I want it to be. So that's the trickiest part with this kind of card. Like, do you want to start at the on the top here or in the background like I did? And just kind of eyeball where that should be. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe a little further in. Okay, so now that I have it where I want, I'm going to push down so that sticks. And I'm really making this bottom. Look at that. I eyeballed that really well. Okay, there you go. And then this side, again, just about an inch here. Just put quite a bit of tape there. And bring that in, and it should just meet up. Okay. And then your card looks something like this. Cute, right? There's a lot going on with that background. I think that's cute. I love the background of these little guys just kind of swimming around everywhere. Very cute. Okay, so I'm just going to use the dies to cut out a couple of these little guys here. And I'll probably use whatever I have left from the blue cardstock. So I do have some little pieces still left from the card base. Sorry, oh my gosh, I'm trying to pop that out of there. You know, I have all this here. I still have this whole piece, and I can use that to cut out my wording. So it just brings that blue back to the front again. And I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to use the background, I don't think. So look at that. Oh my gosh, it works perfectly, you guys. So I'll just use that. Again, that was all from the same piece of cardstock. I'll repeat the numbers again at the end just so you have that info. So we'll cut that guy out. And I do want one of the little shells. But it also says just keep swimming, which I think is adorable. How about a dolphin? I like jumping out of the water, kind of, because there's the clouds there. That'd be cute. So dolphin shape. And then, I mean, obviously you can put more things in the background. There's that cute little seaweed and everything. If I have this guy, if you have a smaller machine, of course you can just kind of trim around these things to get it going. But if not, you can just kind of put that down. Oops. Put this guy down. And I can see pretty well where I'm going to be die cutting. You can see the whole edge of those little guys. And let me see if I can do one more shell. The little crabs are so cute. Yeah, maybe we do bring in a little crab. Is it this little guy? I like a smaller guy to go with that shell. Look at that, you guys. I love the idea of having the dies for those papers. Super cute. Okay, so I'm going to run those through and have those characters, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So let's see what we have here. Should remove that very carefully. Cute. I mean, look how pretty that is, and that blue all the way around the edge. I love it. I love that they didn't make this just white, you know. So it has that nice blue edge. I'm going to remove all these carefully, and I'll be right back. And then my sentiment also, I ran them all through at the same time, so I'm just going to pop out this excess piece or pieces, and I'll be back. I know there's neither here nor there, but as I was getting this stuff off, I was like, oh, the starfish has a little something. It's just the piece of what fell out of the Just Keep Swimming, like lined up perfectly, the little like notch out with the starfish. That's funny, huh? Anyway, all right. Weird things that happen like that. Okay, so I have that. I'll put that to the side. We have some cute things cut out. I have my Just Keep Swimming. I mean, that is adorable. And I was thinking about tucking that behind, you know, and having the little crab. And then our little dolphin can be kind of jumping. Cute. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna try to stick this down. I know that's like the oldest piece of washi. Sorry, guys. Let's stick that down just so we have an idea. This is really, it really wants to pop up. So let's do that. Okay, this guy in the back. Let me grab some glue. I'll stick that guy down. I love how, you know, just having them hang off because, like, why not? So, and look at, oh my gosh, I wasn't sure, like, you know, I showed you the back side of the paper that you can color your own thing. They made it so that you're not wasting anything. So if you use the one side, you can still use the other side. That is awesome, and I'm glad we noticed that as we're cutting here, as I was working on that. Very cool. This little guy, I think I can just put some dots of glue here and there. A lot of times I'll put glue on the back of my hand and just rub this in the glue, but this is thin, but not like super, super thin. So I'll just do that. Sorry if I'm wasting your time here. I don't mean to. I was going to pause it, but then I thought, well, we're getting it done pretty quickly. And there we go. And then all across the bottom part. You just keep swimming. Cute. I love the motion, like the movement it has on there. And then our little dolphin can definitely be popped up a little bit here. I think what I'll do is, these are not the thickest, so I'll probably, look at that. Even on the back, I mean, that's just, it's perfect. Actually, now that I think about it, because it's a die, the die only has one side. You're going to want to cut, if you want to do these sides that you're going to color, you're going to want to die cut it on this side, because you can imagine if the paper's turned over, the dolphin isn't facing that way, it's facing this way. Does that make sense? So I hope you understand. So when you go and you're making your own and you want to color them in yourself, you're going to want to use your die this opposite way here. Oh, look at that. It looks like the little dolphin's jumping out into the air. Oh, this last time we were at Camp Pendleton, you know, a couple weeks ago, see dolphins out there pretty often. And I had gone inside with Miranda to get her ready for bed and everything, you know, washed up and everything from the beach day. And there were dolphins out there jumping out of the water. So my son sent me the little video, which is very cute. I'm going to put that little guy, yeah, maybe just one. How cute is that? He's just out there. Look at that. Okay, I think I'm good to go. Let me clean up a little bit and get that washi off, and we'll check out our card. Okay, guys. Oh, I'm still pretty close up here. So, for our fun fold, we had a piece of cardstock, again, just to make the numbers easy, to make it a full A2 size. And the reason I'm saying that is, like, yeah, you can always score for a full A2, but then these are going to be weird numbers. So it was easy to go ahead and cut this down to 5.5 by 11.25. And we're scoring at 4.25, right? We did it this way just to make it easy. 4.25, 6, 7.75, 9.5. Okay? And then we folded that up. This guy is 2.75 by 5.5. Scored at 2.75. And then your matte layers, you know, whatever matte layer you like to do. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I'll have images coming up of the links again in the description box for you. And I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.